let's go over, before we go into a game, of a new implementation for the shop, and that is the catalog. The catalog will be permanently available at all times, so it does not depend anymore on the rotating shop, and it will let you purchase things that you have missed or other things that already have rotated out. In the featured list, there will be always either new items or discounted items, so maybe you can either purchase the rest of the catalog if you so desire, or wait until they are featured and then you nab them from there. There are people who love making pretty buildings, who love making beautiful cities, and there's something that we've added for them, which are decorative buildings. And you'll see we didn't stand short with them. There is plenty. Not only that, all decorative buildings, they have at least a few conditions that you can share with them all together. They all cost very little, but not zero. There are many reasons for this. However, with the low cost, you're able to place them down as you desire. Decorative buildings do literally what you can imagine. They only decorate. We thought not everything in a game such as Settlers needs to have functionality attached to it or any sort of pressure into building an exact amount. There are moments where people want to add decorations, and that's perfectly fine. So under the one condition of that they're also cheap and have no purpose, in PvP matches especially, they have one hit point. They can be destroyed immediately. You cannot create a tower defense labyrinth of decorative buildings to try to slow down your enemy army. This is really meant for what we call the beauty builders, those that want to aim for a beautiful city surrounded by their ideas. So let me maybe go through them again. All of these buildings cost exactly the same, and they also all occupy one hex. Let's go for the first new good that is now available in the game, and the first new building of many. And that is, there we go. That is the well. Now, the well is something, so the water well, to be more precise, is something that has been existing in previous iterations of the game. This is nothing new, especially those who know the building in particular, know that the farm will use water. The bakery will also need now water, and the ranch in particular will also need water and wheat in order to grow the animals for the production. So for the water well in particular, those of you that have been used to the previous iterations of this game, you will find this very familiar and there will be nothing surprising to you. However, it does add a little bit to the whole chain of production. Now, if we're talking about trying to feed into the coal mounts, it starts with water, farm, windmill, bakery, and then coal mine. That's already 5 buildings working in a chain. And we can also tell you a well produces sufficient water production for 2 buildings that it feeds into in average. Exact numbers, of course, will have to be determined by you, but you can already see that if you want to start forming a very large farming area, it will have to be accompanied by the well. How many bakeries can one well support? In average, I think the easiest way to tell it is that one well will support 2 buildings. That's why I built it in this way. You see the well right here. You know what? It's built. Let's get closer. And what is that? Is that a gear? Is it the gear of prosperity? But yeah, as we all know, gears were a major step in civilization, so Elari ingenuity is what got us here.
The village is growing.
And the village is growing. Okay, I swear I did not plan that. That was absolutely random, and whew, that went well. We did recognize that there was a problem with focus crystals. That's the research of range. So what we have done is we have added a second rank to focus crystals, where with sufficient economy, you are able to extend that range once again by an extra 50%. That really outranges all the towers by a severe margin, which will force defending armies to have to go out and meet you in the battlefield in order for one final confrontation maybe, or at least puts a doom's clock, right, on the timer on those towers that won't be able to even reach those long-range units, and they'll fall if left unattended. But that's not all. We have also, because Like the last update had a very strong upgrade for, not upgrade, power buff for towers. We understood that people were missing some tools in order to deal with this. So another thing we have done is to replace one of the researchers for the light Brunn unit, the infantry, as we call it. That it used to be that their attacks would slow enemy units, and that didn't feel impactful, or at least people were not recruiting alchemists or shamans or mystics to deal that slow. So that upgrade has also been replaced by an upgrade that reduces tower and ability damage taken by those units by, I think, up to 50%, which means that together with the upgrade of health and this upgrade that I'm describing, light Brunn units, the ones you recruit with potion, can now take a bastion shot to the face and live. And as you can imagine, if the bastion's only defense is to shoot, having multiple of these units take those initial shots will make a very big difference when trying to attack into fortifications into early game. So that research is now also enabled in the game. Now, iron bars, coal, gold ore. Where do they all come together? Well, welcome to our second new building with new resource of today. And that is the Finesmith. The Finesmith takes one iron ore, one iron bar, one coal, and one gold ore in order to create gears. The gears of prosperity, yes. Let's take a look into the Finesmith. And it is indeed fine. All right, we said the Finesmith takes gold ore, coal, and iron bars. It seems like our iron bars are not ready. Let's go check if we forgot something here. No, it's just a matter of production. Okay, we'll get there. So they will take all of these. They can even be boosted by meat as well. So you see already some competition demanding many of those inputs. And where does it lead? Well, I'm gonna grab a training ground, even though I had to find a weird place for it. The gears from now on will be the new recruitment item for faction units. It used to be that faction units costed many hundreds of golds, 200, 300, I cannot remember the exact number right now. And it used to be in a weird balancing spot because gold coins were extremely useful for trading, and it also could mean that you could sell off weapons in order to obtain the gold to then go train. It felt like it was in a weird spot. And that's why the gears were a perfect goal for us. It includes gold in itself, right? So it's the gold bullion instead of the gold coins that were minted. So the mint will now be specifically for creating coins out of the gold ore. But the gold ore will become part of the production. Wait, they are already producing actually. So the gold ore will now also be part of this production chain that leads into the gears. And what's more important, gears are not the last step in everything that we wanted to show you today. So we're already at what, 11 buildings, 10 buildings? I have lost count. So gears in itself already produce something huge. Faction units, not only are they stronger than all of their normal counterparts, they have also always been having these special abilities available to them. So their new introduction into the economy chains by leaving auto production on, for example, and maximizing your gears production can allow for very new and extremely strange opportunities for faction units. Also, you can be assured that someone rushing for gold ore only, specifically, won't have military units available by the 3rd minute of the game. There's a little bit of give and take. I think the gear is in such a perfect situation for this new element of the game for the faction units that is gonna really hit everyone at the right place. But there's one more building. I know that we're going insane, but I hope everyone enjoys as much as we did while developing it. The workshop. And you already can see an insane amount of information going on at the right side. Together with everything we have presented today will be the introduction of the new game mechanic called Gadgets. Gadgets are consumable, one-time use items, so all consumptions happen on use, that will create a crazy effect into the world.
Excuse me.
And it keeps going. I'm gonna try to catch all of the facts of these gadgets because it's plenty. All gadgets have a very high construction cost. So if, as you see here, the work time is over 4 minutes, and this has already been going. Gadgets cannot be boosted. Gadgets have a limited capacity globally. So even if you have multiple workshops, that I probably should be building because we want to demonstrate all of the cool new implementations. So let me make a second one. I don't even know where I was, but I'm going to try to catch it up. The production time of a single gadget is, depending on which gadget, is really high. In the case of the boom drill, that is the one selected right now, it is over 4 minutes. And the usage of the gadgets also may have a cooldown. And the cooldown may be hefty, and there's reasons for this, not only balancing reasons, but also interesting reasons for players to keep up with it. And they're not just fighting gadgets. There's effects that's gonna change the opportunities and the metas available drastically. And we're gonna love every minute of what you players may experience with them, or experiment with them even. All right. There's one last final thing that is common for all gadgets. All gadgets use gears, right? Like, so the gear is the new item. You can expect that if you don't scout an enemy having gear production, it's going to be very rare unless they use trading for them to start creating these gadgets. So let's go with the first one, the boom drill. Did we ever actually craft one? No, we're still crafting one. Okay. The new element that someone very smartly pointed out at the bottom right is indeed the access to the global settings of gadgets. And there are 4 of them right now, and each of them will be stored and accounted for in its cooldown and its usage and its crafting separately. So if you want to have all of them, you may need 4 different workshops working in parallel. In order to have them all. And since we literally have the new one here, let's create... Actually, I want to create all of them. But let's go for this one right now. Do we have all the elements? We have... No, we're out of tools. Where are the tools going?
These deliveries.
Okay, we restart the tools. I don't know where the tools went. Maybe it was in the cost of the workshop. That makes sense. So in fact, let's go for another one. Each recipe is different, so you're gonna see plenty of different requirements to fulfill. I'm sorry that I'm trying to talk and play at the same time. It will always be hard, but it's always fun to me. There we go. And it's taking its hefty minutes. And then here, we probably don't have the water yet accumulated. Okay, this one we probably can do. I see the lumber up there. I know we have gears. Here we go. Maybe I should make an academy at this point. I need the tools for this. Doesn't matter. We'll get there. We want to show all of this. All right. Let's go with the first power that we were just about to finish crafting. The boom drill, very gracefully, and it's absolutely not with dynamite, extracts a significant amount of goods from one allied mine. And that actually really already implies the power that it can bring. All of the goods will show up outside of the mine. So as soon as we have it, I'm going to use it. The boom drill, I'm probably going to use it at the coal. But here's the thing. We have been very smart about it. The boom drill will throw resources out of the mine, of the type of the mine, of course. So if you want to have more stone, you need a stone mine to be built. If you want to have more gold ore, you would use it here. I'm going to go over to the coal, and we're going to use it here. The topic is, or the important thing to notice is, each type of resource will yield a different amount. So it's not like all of them give you 10 extra of whatever it is. It also works on the gem mine, by the way. So depending on the situation, you may want to maximize its use I believe for the gems it's the most useful, and for I forgot yes, for stone. So if you're low on stone and you need them to show up really fast, and if you want a lot of gems, the boom drill is the way to go. But it also works on all of them. So we're now gonna apply one here. Boom, and there you go. The 10, or in this case, the 10 materials that have been added around, actually on purpose will clog your production. Sorry, your carriers, right? So carriers is a limited resource depending on the moment. So it's not like you can spam this item and have infinite materials just laying around. It does cost you something. And in that case, I fell behind with the amount of residents that I built. So we'll have to catch up. All right, so the boom drill indeed creates new units of resource out of a mine that you already have built. So you need to own the mine, you need to have, the mining area, you need to have built the mine, and then you can utilize a boom drill. And I believe the cooldown on the boom drill is, yes, there we go, 4 minutes. So it is a little bit lower than its production time. Therefore, if you have stacked a few boom drills before starting to use them, you may still catch up with the production that you're having. So let's talk about the mechanized training dummy, because this one is absolutely insane. And the things that it will allow are equally insane. When you use a mechanized training dummy, you know what? I'm going to scroll down. Oh. There we go. Yes, more questions are coming. When you use a mechanized training dummy, you will be granted an area to select 2. And every building that either recruits, so barracks, Brunn hall, even the engineering hall will work, or every residence, or rather, and every residence that is in the area will immediately finish the recruitment process or the settler generation process. So you can see, for example, here, we have a lot of houses. They have time until next arrival. You know what? We're gonna keep up building more residences so that maybe we get to see the effect. And let's say you manage to hit all of these houses at the same time, and you have that amount of settlers missing from the maximum. Immediately you will get all of them. I wish the coincidence had been at the same time and we had finished. Okay, 10 seconds. We got this. So look at the top. We are 164 out of 178. Mechanized training dummy should finish anytime soon. Hopefully, right as I say this. Okay, no, it didn't finish. Okay, 166 out of 178. Come on, we can do this. We can do this. I'm gonna drink some water while we wait.
I love these deliveries.
There we go. Okay, so you can see the range. This is why I was building in this strange pattern to maximize. I'm missing 8 settlers. Bam. Immediately, all of them have been popped out and we are ready to go. Why is this huge other than just having the settlers immediately? After a big battle, if neither side has finished defeating the other side, the speed at which you recover your own army is crucial. And with the mechanized training dummies, you can speed up the recruitment of those lost settlers so quickly that you may catch up to your army needs way faster than your opponent. So in that case, going for maybe an unfavorable trade with your opponent's army may still be a good idea, because you'll come out on top on the second wave, on the reinforcement wave. Especially if you have plenty, which I don't. As you can see, the cooldown is really, really low in comparison to the boom drill, for example. The emergency alarm is here. All right. Have you ever had that moment where you just need a little bit more power, a little bit more help, something in order to stop those maybe few enemies that have survived, or you want to scare off an enemy army? The emergency alarm can only be targeted on warehouses, which may give you good reason to place warehouses smartly. And bam, it creates 18 emergency units that have power of attack similar to warriors, but weaker. However, They benefit from all of the upgrades. So have you had upgrades? They will take them too. They have a limited duration, so they will only be around for, I believe, 5 minutes. I hope I'm saying the right number. And they have one very special condition that I wish I could mouse over on the right, but I have no mouse. And that is that they are a little bit of cowards. They only fight well within your territory. So there is no way you can use them as anything else as cannon fodder outside of your territory. And let me introduce to you the smoke screen. So the smoke screen, everyone that has ever recruited a scout is aware of what the stealth version works, or conceal, of how conceal works in our game. And the way it works is that if you're not moving and you're not attacking and you're not in combat, very important, you will vanish from sight. This is the way the scouts work. Everyone is aware of them. The way the smoke screen works is literally the same, extended to, of course, the whole area. The way this works is exactly the way you would expect. If the enemy didn't see me doing this, these units are completely invisible to the opponent. And that's, as you can imagine, very important when we're talking about hundreds of archers, faction units now together with the gears. If they're hidden, if you fall for their traps, or if you catch all of the jumping Jorn Highlanders just falling onto your archers and you didn't see them coming, this is the tool that you will be able to use to surprise opponents at that crucial moment that may turn around the match for you. All 1v1 maps now have a population limit of 1,000, just like Elder's Tomb used to be our, well, you can call it a test scenario, but it's really where we wanted to see if that feature was wanted or enjoyed. And we have now extended it to all 1v1 maps, wherever you may be playing them in any platform. The recall mechanic now has an extended cooldown of 20 minutes.